Hi everyone, my name is Srija and I am currently studying second ECE at Vishnu Institute of Technology. I have a passion for coding and exploring how JavaScript works in building dynamic and interactive web application. In today's video, I'll be walking you through some important JavaScript topics with clear explanations and examples. Let's get started. Objects in JavaScript are a way to store and organize data. They represent real-world entities by grouping properties and methods together. For example, a car object could store data like color, brand, and perform actions like start or stop. Creating, accessing, and manipulating objects. Creating an object. You can create objects using object literal syntax. Using the new object constructor, accessing properties, dot notation, bracket notation, manipulating objects, adding new properties, updating properties, deleting properties. JavaScript objects are versatile and form the backbone of JavaScript programming. They enable developers to construct, structure data effectively, and perform actions through methods. By mastering objects, you unlock the power to build complex and efficient applications. Key features of JavaScript objects. Nested objects. Objects can contain other objects as properties. Methods. Objects can include functions as methods to perform actions. Functions in JavaScript. What are functions and why are they important? A function in JavaScript is a reusable block of code designed to perform a specific task. It takes inputs, processes them, and returns an output. Functions are important because they make code reusable, reducing redundancy. They improve code organization and readability. They allow for modular programming, making debugging easier. Different ways to declare functions. Function declaration. A traditional way of declaring functions. They are hoisted, meaning they can be called before they are defined. Function expression. A function stored in a variable. Unlike declarations, these are not hoisted. Arrow functions. A constant syntax introduced in ES6. Arrow functions do not have their own this context. The concept of this in different function context. A value of this in JavaScript depends on how the function is called. This in a global context. In the browser, this refers to the global window object. This in a regular function. In regular function, This refers to the object that calls the function. This an arrow function. Arrow functions do not have their own this. They inherit this from the surrounding lexical scope. This in event handlers. The value of this in an event handler depends on how the handler is defined. Functions are the backbone of JavaScript programming. Whether you are using a function declarations, expressions, or arrow functions, understanding the behavior of this is crucial for writing predictable and maintainable code. Difference between var, let, const. Var used sparingly, it is outdated and prone to bugs due to function scoping and hoisting issues. Let used for variables that need to change during program execution. Const used for variables that will remain constant throughout the program. Adopting let and const in modern JavaScript ensures safer and more predictable code. Scope var variables declared with var are function scoped. They are accessible throughout the function. They are declared in even outside a block. Let and const. Variables declared with let and const are blocked scope. They are only accessible within the block they are defined in. Second, redeclaration, where allows redeclaration of the same variable within the same scope. Let and const do not allow redeclaration of the same variable within the same scope. Reassignment, where and let allow reassignment of values. Const do not allow reassignment. Once a value is assigned, it cannot be changed. Hoisting, where variables declared with var are hoisted to the top of their scope and initialized as undefined. Let and const. Variables declared with let and const are hoisted, but they are not initialized. Accessing them before declaration results in a reference error. JavaScript modules. Importance of modules in modern JavaScript. Modules in JavaScript allow developers to break their code into smaller, reusable pieces. Instead of writing all code in a single file, you can organize it into separate files, improving maintainability and scalability. Key benefits of modules. Encapsulating. Each module can have its own scope, preventing naming conflicts. Reusability. Modules can be reused across different parts of an application or even across projects. Readability. Smaller, focused modules are easier to read and understand. Dependency management. Modules can explicitly declare dependencies using import and export. Modern JavaScript modules are built on ES6 standard, replacing older solutions like CommonJS and AMD. Using ES6 modules, import and export. Exporting from a module. In one file, you define the functionality you want to export. There are two ways to export. Named export exports multiple values by name. Default export. Export a single value as the default. Importing a module. In another file, you can import the functionality you need. File extensions. You usually need to include the file extensions .js when importing. Module type. Ensure your project supports ES6 module by using type module in your package.json or adding the type module attribute in an HTML script tag. JavaScript modules are essential in modern development, allowing for clean, organized, and reusable code. The ES6 import and export syntax provides a simple and powerful way to manage dependencies in your project. Mastering modules will significantly enhance your ability to build scalable applications.